Hello and welcome. Sandy here, and this video is a follow-up to my last one where I showed you how to make a notebook holder and embellished it with an office theme. In that video, I wanted to focus on the assembly of the notebook holder, and in this video I'll show you the stamp sets I used and also the masking, stamping, and coloring of the images. I've used two ThreeRoomStudio stamp sets, Cubiculture and Cubicle Zirconia. So first I'm using my MISTI to stamp all the images I want to use on some Inkadinkadoo masking paper, and I'll cut them out. I ended up not using all the images I stamped, but I like to have them cut out and on hand to move around and decide on the scene. And then once this is done, I'll start creating the scene. In this case, I have a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch piece of artist cardstock by Gina Designs. This was my first time using this paper for coloring with Copics, and I have to say I really liked it a lot. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black Dye ink since it's good for use with Copics and it won't smear. There's quite a bit of masking here, and I've sped the video up to keep it short. I'm starting with the elements, which will be in the front, and working backwards. So in this case, the office chair and the pedestal, which will be under the desk. Once those images are stamped, I'm applying the masks for them, and then I'll move on to the next element, which is the wad of crumpled up paper in front of the waste paper basket. I'm laying out the stamps temporarily to line the elements up, and I'll pick the top one up with the door of the MISTI, ink it up, stamp the image, and apply that mask before doing the same process for the next element. So the waste paper basket is where I made a boo-boo. I should have cut another mask for that second paper wad, but I didn't. And so when I stamped the cubicle, the lines went right over the paper wad. It worked out fine though, because I was able to cover it up with the coloring later on. I want the water cooler to be behind the cubicle, so the cubicle gets masked off first, and then the water cooler gets stamped, and then the mug on top of the cubicle. Once that's done, I also masked off the water cooler and the mug because I thought the background was still a bit too white, so I wanted to add a subtle design. Next, I'll take a stencil from Echo Park. I'm just going to go over it lightly with Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And then to create the floor and some shadow under the desk, I just took a piece of scratch paper with a straight edge and blended the same ink, darker at the edge of the paper, and then going lighter down towards the bottom. And then it's time for the big reveal. There are a few more elements I wanted to add to the desk surface, so I reapplied the chair mask because those things were going to go behind it, and I added a piece of sticky note tape to make sure I don't stamp over the line of the desk because I am terrible at lining up stamps. That's why I rely on my MISTI so much. So I masked off part of the lamp because I want it in front of the monitor. And that's it for creating the scene. I'll just touch up a few gaps left from the masking with the Copic Multiliner, and then it'll be time to color. While I'm coloring, I'm imagining my light source coming from above with a bit of secondary light from the lamp. I've put all the colors I'm using on the screen, so I'll just put on some music here and let you watch. So that's the coloring done. I'm including this next part because I didn't include it in the last video, and also because I like watching embossing powder do its thing. These are the front and back covers of the notebook, which goes in the notepad holder. I've used anti-static powder first to ensure that the embossing powder doesn't stick where I don't want it. And then I stamped the images with Versamark ink. I'm using Hero Arts white embossing powder, which is my favorite white. And here it is, all assembled. The notepad goes inside the notepad holder, and the pencil goes in the compartment on the left. All supplies used are listed in the video's description below, including a link to my shop if you'd like to purchase these or any other 3Room Studio stamps. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. And if you found this video helpful, I would love to hear from you. If you'd like to see part 1 of this project, just click or tap on the video shown here, and there will also be a link in the video description. Thank you again, and bye for now.